From the looks of the plates in front of the students, I know everyone's eating really well, and I'd like to thank our friends at the College Board for sponsoring this morning's breakfast. Thank you so much. We're very grateful for that. For those that don't know me, I'm Matt Damaris, and I get to be principal at Durfee High School, and I'm very proud of our students and our faculty every day. But today in particular, the spotlight that we're going to shine on our AP Seminar and Research program is going to reveal some amazing data and amazing facts. And I can speak to this program from the perspective of being an educator in the school, but also being a parent. Where my daughter was able to be part of the AP program here at Durfee, starting with pre-AP ELA, going into AP Seminar, then AP Lang, AP Literature, as well as AP Research, and she was able to gain the status of having the AP Capstone Diploma. Students, what I can tell you is this, okay? We have an amazing participation rate in AP Seminar. You're going to hear some statistics later that's going to make you say, wow. I'll hold on a second. There's a lot of noise back there. The AP Seminar course is an amazing entry point into the AP world because the skills you're going to gain translate and transfer into every other AP course and translate and transfer into every college course that you're going to take. Don't stop there. And do not shy away from AP research in your senior year, because I'll tell you firsthand, my daughter put that into play immediately in her fall semester of her freshman college year. So it's something that has intense value for you, not only as your growth as an individual, as a thinker, as a researcher, but then when you get to the collegiate level, trust me when I tell you, it's going to pay you back. Okay, so I just want to thank some folks here for their attendance. We have Tyra Lee representing the Office of State Representative Carol Fiola. We have Maureen Flanagan representing the Office of Senator Rodericks. In a little while, Mayor Coogan will join us, and he's always a major, major supporter of what goes on here at Durfee High School. I'd like to thank John Schneider and his team from Mass Insight. I'd like to thank our partners at the College Board, Julie Harris-Lawrence, Senior Director of AP Advocates Program, David Adams, Vice President for New England and Middle States Region, and our close partner, Jenny Cacavale, and others from the team. Thank you for being here today. We have some college representatives in the room, so after the program, you'll be able to interact with folks from Boston University, UMass Amherst, UMass Dartmouth, my alma mater, and Bridgewater State University. And then we also have some new friends that have come along from Lynn Public Schools and Mashpee Public Schools because they're really interested in what's going on here at Durfee High School. You're going to hear some presentations from some outstanding Hilltoppers that are in the program, as well as our great teachers, Mr. DeLuca, Mr. Surratt, Mrs. Dufresne. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Mrs. Vanaco and Mrs. Bernier, who support the program by way of administration. Also, your amazing guidance counselors, right? They do amazing work making sure that you're in the right courses and that you're challenged under the direction of Mrs. Bulk and Mr. Woodward. They've done amazing work to grow our AP program, but the best is yet to come, okay? So thank you for being here this morning. Pay good attention because they're gonna be bragging about you, and have a great morning. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm gonna figure out how to get this out of here. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna come out in front because, I wanna. Good morning. For those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Mr. DeLuca, Christopher DeLuca, and I'm one of the AP Capstone teachers here at Durfee High School. So I just wanted to start off today by thanking everyone for being here as well. And my job today is to kind of give you a little bit of a history about the program, how it started, the progression that it's made during its inception here at Durfee, and then I'm going to hand the mic off to Mr. John Surratt, who's going to talk to you a little bit about AP research specifically and kind of the benefits of the program moving forward beyond and into higher education. So let's do this. So we launched AP Seminar here during the 2017-2018 year at Durfee High School. We started with quite a large group of students, and that's because we needed to realign our AP track. So we had a lot of seniors who would end up taking pre-AP and then AP Lang and AP Lit, and their senior year they didn't really have anywhere to go. So at our initial inception of the program, we took in those seniors into AP Seminar their senior year, and so we had quite a large beginning. We started with about 5 sections, mostly comprised of seniors. And they were like, oh, we finished Lang and Lit, we've got this. They did not. In fact, when they came in, they had a really strong set of content knowledge and skills. My seniors were amazing writers that year. But the issue was, all of a sudden I was asking them to come up with research questions, to use academic databases, to give presentations, one of their most terrifying experiences, their words, not mine. And I was like, wow, this is really, I'm actually really happy these seniors are here, because they're all about to embark on higher education. And right before that, they're gonna have this amazing experience of having to do research, having to learn how to navigate a database, having to learn how to do research papers and present their findings and defend their research and their thoughts and their ideas. So I was very happy that they were able to get that experience when we launched in 2017. After that year, we realigned our track and placed AP Seminar before Lang and Lit. It's housed in the English department here at Durfee High School. And so when we realigned, we launched with about 3 sections of AP Seminar, and that was also now that we had 1 year of seminar under our belts, our first cohort of AP research students. So with the AP track aligned, we moved to approximately 75 students in seminar, mostly comprised of sophomores and juniors. And we had our first AP Capstone, AP Diploma graduates at the end of that year. And we stayed on that track for a couple of years. The pandemic came along, so there weren't a ton of growth opportunities there. But as we hit the end of the 2020-2021 year and began to move forward, we actually made a really important decision here at BMC Durfee, which is that we dissolved our honors track, which means that students had to either choose to remain in our college prep program or move into the AP program. There are other options depending on the year that you're in, such as dual enrollment, early college. We'll talk about that in a minute. But ultimately, it forced students to kind of rise up. And so we expanded to about 6 sections of AP Seminar last year, and we're able to add another teacher to our program, Ms. Dufresne, which is wonderful. Though I kind of feel like she's been with our program from the start, because she was a pre-AP teacher, and so all of her students would come to me in the next year, and her work was critical in preparing them for the work of AP Seminar, along with Tanya Bernier, who is now our Dean of English. So our college program, the early college program, also became involved with AP Seminar, and it is now a requirement of the early college program that students take AP Seminar as part of that program. So that contributed to our influx of students as well. And we've continued to grow to this day. So we are close to almost 200 students in our program as of right now. We have 8 sections running of AP Seminar. It is the majority of the work that we do, Mr. Surratt, Ms. Dufresne, and I, and we absolutely love it. And several of our former students have reported back to us on the benefits that they experienced in college, having been through and taken our coursework, and Mr. Surratt will speak to that in a little bit. So some of the benefits we noticed, we've awarded over 18 students with the AP Diploma. I believe that number is higher at this point, but I'm working with moving numbers. And over 20 students have been awarded the AP Capstone Certificate, which is phenomenal. I think that number is actually closer to 30, which is really exciting. we find that our students have a much stronger set of prerequisite skills moving forward, not just in AP Lang, which is kind of where we tend to notice it, given that we're part of the English department, but in a lot of their other AP courses as well, especially if we can get to these students in their sophomore and junior years. Alumni report finding the transition to college level work easier based on their experiences in our program. And of course, the great thing is that now more students have access to AP than ever because it's one of the main options. And I'll talk a little bit more about why AP Seminar is a great place to start your AP career if it's something that's new to you. But students aren't the only ones that have benefited from this program. The faculty has benefited as well in numerous ways, particularly myself, Mr. Surratt, and Ms. Dufresne have become readers for the College Board for the AP exams, which provides us with completely professional development like no other. We work closely with Mass Insight, which has given us an opportunity to continue to learn and continue to grow. We've also learned we've been able to take our learning and a lot of the strategies that we have and embed them into our curriculums in other ways. So now students in 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade regular core English courses are getting some of the strategies, some of the activities, and some of the learning that students, have experienced with us, and we find that that has helped us to kind of move the needle a little bit for our kids as well. So if you're a school that's thinking about implementing this program, the benefits are wide-reaching, and it's something that myself and the team would certainly and highly recommend. In terms of how we treat AP Seminar here, I'm going to speak mostly to the seminar piece because that's where I live. Mr. Surratt lives in research land, so he'll talk a little bit more about that. For us, we call AP Seminar the gateway. AP Seminar is successful because it's something that's accessible to all students when they're ready for it, right? So if you are that student that has come in having taken advanced coursework in middle school and you're taking pre-AP 2 your freshman year, you're primed and ready to be in AP Seminar your sophomore year. But maybe you weren't that kid. Maybe you're not yet ready. So you're taking pre-AP 1 and then pre-AP 2, and by your junior year, you're ready for AP Seminar. Maybe you're that kid that's taken mostly college prep classes, but you want a little bit more of a challenge. You want to feel more prepared and ready to tackle college level coursework. So as a senior, you're gonna hop into AP Seminar. I think one of the benefits of the course is that it truly acts as that gateway. The structure of the course is slightly different, really very different, from traditional AP coursework, right? You're not imbibing content to produce an exam at the end, right? You're doing assessment throughout. You're doing papers, you're doing presentations. Yes, you have a small exam at the end, but from January to May, you're basically working on assessment task work, right? And so it's a really great kind of step in the door if you're not sure, if you're nervous about taking AP work, because I think of it as kind of like the stepping stone to APs that are a bit more rigorous, though I think we're pretty rigorous. So one of the reasons that we have been so successful, I think, is because we don't situate it in a place where you have to have come up through a particular track in order to access it. It's something that's accessible to all students at the point in which they are ready for it. And because of that, our classes are wonderfully mixed with people from all different skill levels and backgrounds. And because the course lends itself to the sharing of ideas and so much group work and partner work, that's a beautiful blending of the minds that come together. Students are constantly meeting with each other and learning from each other and improving their skills by virtue of having to interact with so much diversity. So in terms of AP Seminar, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the course, AP Seminar really is based, for me, I kind of break it into 5 key components. Inquiry, research, argument, and synthesis, and presentation. Everything that we do tends to fall into these 5 categories. They somewhat mirror what we call the big ideas in AP Seminar, but students get to explore topics that are meaningful and engage in real-world problems. They spend a lot of time looking at their areas of interest, sussing out particular problems there, and then doing research and coming up with potential solutions, resolutions, or conclusions to that work. Students get to navigate academic databases. By virtue of being an AP Seminar, they get access to EBSCO, which is probably the foremost college database, in addition to the resources and databases that we provide them here at Durfee, such as Gale, and that they can access through Fall River Public Library. And they learn how to navigate that so that when it comes time to do that, they're not like deer in headlights being like, what's a Boolean operator? Students learn to evaluate multiple perspectives and synthesize their own arguments, right? They're actually joining these academic conversations in a really advanced way by kind of looking at the differing perspectives, the nuances that are out there about an issue. You know, one of the first things we teach students in AP Seminar is that gone are the days of for and against, or pro and con. Arguments don't have two sides, they have 10 sides. And so being able to see the nuance in argument is critical. And our students succeed in that area and eventually join the conversation themselves with their work. Probably the most prolific for me is the presentation component. I think that's generally what students have the least amount of experience with when they come into this class. That they have to get up, be able to speak, present their findings, defend their reasoning, answer oral defense questions. That's daunting to a kid. It would have been daunting to me when I was in high school. And I think it's really great that our students get the opportunity to do those things. AP Seminar is research with the lowercase r, right? They're looking at other people's arguments and they're asserting their own ideas and work within that conversation. When we move into AP research, we move to research with the capital R, where they're going in and they are actually creating their own research. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Mr. Surratt, who's going to talk to you a little bit about AP research and some of the benefits that have come out of that and the conclusion of our program.
So my name is John Surratt. If anybody doesn't know me, I'm sorry. But I'm the old man of the AP land here. I started before Mimsy was even here, 20 plus years here. Been teaching as a instructor across the street at BCC for over 15 years. And I also teach graduate courses in research methods at the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, in the graduate department. And so I pretty much know that this is going to be valuable to you. Pretty much know. So I'm going to just run through. Mr. DeLuca said it all. You'll be able to hit the little thingies.
The little thingies?
Yeah, these thingies, like that thingy.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to do it?
You got it.
Tell you a little bit about AP research. It's my favorite subject in the entire world. It's scholarly work, and I can tell you that from my perspective as a graduate instructor in research methods at the University of Massachusetts. It's rigorous. You don't get this again until you're working on your master's degree, and I think that our principal will attest to that, that you're not going to get this. It's a year-long, very rigorous, 4,000 to 5,000 word paper that we work on all year long. You do a 15-minute presentation, and you have to defend your research. It's a great, great program. It's just as good, if not better, than my graduate students' work. And my graduate students are your teachers. So just a little history about this. It started back in 2019. We had 13 students, 10 qualified, 77%. 2020, we had, during COVID, we had 14 students and 10 of those qualified. 2021, 9 out of 10, 90%. And then last year, 10 out of 11, 91%. So we know what we're doing. So over those years, we've had 39 out of 48 qualifying. I just want to show you some of the projects that we've done. And we have at least one of our alumni here. And these are just some of the projects, and I'm going to just run through some of the titles. I'm just going to stop on one just to show you what it looks like. So this is analyzing the patterns of perspective in students and teachers' non-political malfeasance in a high school setting. Yeah. Next, the accuracy of in silico protein modeling servers, ITASR, Raptor X, and Swiss model at predicting crystallized protein structures, 5FHW, 2GJ5, 4M5B, and the Swiss model predicted structure of a human transmembrane protein. You can eat that. Looking towards tomorrow, successful strategies for lowering senior dependency ratio in metropolitan settings. That would be a great paper if it wasn't talking about euthanasia. No, we can. Not trying to get rid of any seniors. Environmental literacy rates in Massachusetts public high schools. Causes of procrastination that lead to symptoms of depression and anxiety in high school students. Exploring the use of coping mechanisms during online learning in advanced placement high school during the 2020 pandemic. A case study, and can you click on that paper for me?
Sure can.
Because this person is actually one of our panelists today.
I don't have access.
Oh no. I'll get you access to that paper. It's amazing. I don't know why you don't have access. Oh, good, it's mine. Yeah, I think so. All right. I'll get you access to that paper. Oh, here you go. Just want to show you this quality of work in this. This is about 5,700 words, and just flip right through it. And if anybody's done any kind of research at the college level, looking at this paper right here, you'll notice something. That this is a high quality work. It's rigorous as any graduate program. Go a little faster.
I forgot how long the appendixes are.
Yeah, just this,
Appendices.
appendices are like 9 miles. It's a 55-page paper, but everything is there. It's an incredible piece of work, and we have these every single year. Every single year. No wonder we're qualifying, right? No wonder we're qualifying.
This is your future.
This is your future. Okay, so you go back to the. Yep. All right, so next slide. Thank you. So I know that there's some people here asking about how we did it. Well, first of all is the leadership in this building. Like I said, I've been here since it started. I've been here before it started. And the leadership in this building takes two things. It takes partnership and it takes courage. Partnership is with, for us, for Mass Insight, I've been with them since the beginning. And the training, as Mr. DeLuca said, hands down is the best training that you can get for any teacher anywhere. It has changed the way that we teach in this building. It is infected, or I don't want to say infected. It has permeated the rest of our curriculum in a way that I just can't believe it, being here for 20 years. It also takes courage, because starting with Mr. Woodward at the top, our principal, our Mr. Damaris, and a special courage of Ms. Vanaco to do the things that they knew they needed to do in order to put in place the systems that's going to make these kids successful. So talking to the schools that are here from the outside, that kind of leadership has to be in place. And the courage to allow the teachers who are taking care of those kids, we know, right? We've had the training. We know what we need to do for our curriculum. And we backward design right from the end, from those performance tasks to our everyday lessons. And you have to have the courage to allow the teachers to do that. That's what makes this program work. Mr. DeLuca, myself, Ms. Dufresne, we all have our styles, and we all have the way that we go about it is different, because we can take our kids in real time and stay on something if we need to, change it, go back, provide scaffolding and supports for the students who need it until we get there. Just one example, last year I had a student in AP Seminar that was an ELL, former ELL student, and the entire semester, the entire year, she worked and translated every single thing from English to Spanish, every day. Every day. She got a 2 on the exam. But we knew that going in, probably. Right? But she worked hard. Right? She worked hard. Translated everything from Spanish to Spanish every single day in order to get that 2. And I wish she was here today, and I should have invited her. As far as your students go, I guess we would have to say that you need to buy into how we did it, is you need to have the students buy into what I call the AP way. And it's a real simple AP way. Come to school, do your best, let the teachers do the rest. That's the AP way. And so if you're coming to school, we're going to help you move toward that qualifying score, and we're going to work hard to do it. And our numbers, speak to that. All right. And just let me go back 1 second because it's not. And so what you see right there, that photograph right there, was this Saturday. Raise your hand if you were here Saturday. That's why. They were here on Saturday.
4 hours.
4 hours on Saturday. Was it mandatory? Yeah, of course it was mandatory. Of course it was mandatory, right? You get it? They were here. They were working on a Saturday. They were working toward their goals because we believe in them and we believe in that AP can level off the playing field. The start of the plug-in. Not responsible for the plug-in?
Oh God, what did you?
Okay. The other how is that we embed in just about everything we do. These are former AP research students, and I don't want to talk too long, but I'm going to talk in a couple more minutes because this is probably the only chance I'm going to get for the rest of my life to do this. So those are some AP cap. Is this running? Oh, you're running it for me? They present to the school, right? It's embedded. That's outside, that's one of the former city councilors asking questions about AP research projects, right? So it's embedded, it becomes a habit here, okay? And I'm just gonna end with a couple of the why. And so I'm gonna let a testimonial run first, and then I'll speak to the why.
Hi, my name is Ashton. I'm a freshman attending at the University of Massachusetts campus. Last year I took AP Research, which was recommended to me by my AP Len teacher, Mrs. Devine. She had recommended this class to me after she had noticed that I had an interest in psychological and political science research, and she really encouraged me to look into the class, and I did. I thought that it was extremely interesting. Hearing that there was a big paper due at the end of the class, and that was what my entire AP grade was writing on, was a little bit nerve-wracking. Some challenges I did encounter were definitely finding the motivation to get the paper done. There was definitely some procrastination that did occur, I will say. However, the deadlines that were set in class did definitely help to drive me forward. And especially once we started the research portion, where I was going out, talking to people, compiling data, I definitely found my flow and was able to have a lot of interest and motivation to get my work done. It was extremely interesting to me to compile the data of my own research and kind of understand the meaning of what was going on. I had done my research topic on political science, and specifically the stems of political polarization and posing potential solutions for reducing the rising amounts of political polarization that is going on within our country. It was very, very interesting to me. Definitely would recommend AP Research just for exploring your own niches and exploring the interests that you have.
Okay, so I'm going to let, because I know we're running out a little bit out of time and I want to get to one more thing. I just want to show you that what we do permeates just about everything we do. This is our senior awards night ceremony. I'm only going to show you one.
Staff, it is our honor now to present you the AP Capstone candidates. Julia Faria, Evanita Fruitz, Benjamin Peterson, Malak Issa, Angel Mello, Crystal Blanchard, Nikolai Rodriguez, Adam Souza, Emma Tibitot, and Isabella Tibertino. AP Capstone is a diploma program from the College Board and is based on completion and qualifying on 2 year-long advanced placement courses, AP Seminar and AP Research. Students who earn scores of 3 or higher in AP Seminar and AP Research receive the AP certificate. Students who earn scores of 3 or higher in AP Seminar and AP Research and on 4 additional AP exams of their choosing receive the AP Capstone Diploma. This is a unique honor. Only 10 members of this year's entire graduating class are eligible for national AP Capstone recognition. Tonight, these students will be presented with the white AP Capstone candidate stoles to be worn at graduation in recognition of their accomplishments. I will now announce this year's AP Capstone candidates along with the advanced placement courses they have taken, the college they will be attending, and their major. Julia Farrier, please step forward. AP Seminar, AP Language and Composition, AP Calculus AB, AP United States Government and Politics, AP Biology, AP Literature and Composition, AP Statistics, AP Chemistry, and AP Research. Julia will be attending George Washington University Pre-Med, majoring in Psychological and Brain Science. Okay. Evanita Fords, please step forward. AP US History, AP Seminar, AP Chemistry, AP Spanish, AP Calculus, AP European History, AP Government, AP Literature and Composition, and AP Research. Evanita will be attending Bridgewater State University, where she'll be majoring in mathematics with a minor in economics.
And so, as a wrap-up, that's why we do it. And so the why is really about them, right? Because we know that, or at least I do. I grew up in this city. I was born here, been raised here, and I know that when I go out into my community, I'm going to see their parents at Shores, right? You get it? I'm going to see their parents out and about in the city, and I feel responsible, right, to make sure that we do everything possible to make sure that you qualify on the AP exams. So, in closing, I just want to say thank you to my students, because you're awesome, and you get me up in the morning every single day, because you guys are just great. Thank you.
Good morning, Hilltoppers. Good morning, Hilltoppers. Much better. If I could have our student panelists come forward and take a seat at the table. No, that's all right. And I think I need to grow a little bit taller because I'm kind of short behind this. That's all right. I'm actually shrinking rather than growing any taller. So, anyways, good morning. My name is John Schneider. I'm with Mass Insight. We're the team that provides support to your teachers, organizes study sessions, like you had this Saturday, to help you do well on your AP courses and on your exams. And we also work with legislators, our good friends at the College Board, and other funders to support advanced placement here in Massachusetts. New this year is a program that we call the Mass Insight Scholars Network. There's a flyer on your table. You can check that out if you're interested. Just scan the QR code and you can sign up for all kinds of neat programs that we're planning over the course of the year. Let me take a moment to introduce my colleague, Mimi Latorno, who is our stats expert. So if you have AP stats, Mimi is behind the scenes and sometimes right out front teaching classes and working with your teachers on our AP stats program. So Mass Insight is working in 90 high schools across the state. That's right, 90 high schools. From Fall River all the way out to Pittsfield, which is out in the Berkshires. And we work with 10,000 students. So there are 10,000 students like you that are involved in our program, and almost 600 faculty. So, look, I know what you're asking. What's the real story with AP Capstone? These were great presentations, but what is the real story? And so we have a panel of students. We have one student, Emily. Emily, can you raise your hand? No, you don't have to stand up. Emily is a recent graduate. And then we have current students. that are with us today that are going to talk about AP Capstone. And we're going to do this kind of as a toss-up. So what I'll do is sort of ask a question. Sorry, again, I'm short and my hearing is going. The mayor has arrived, Mary Coogan, and I just wanted to introduce the mayor. Come on up, Mr. Mayor. John Schneider from Mass Insight. Very nice to meet you. This is the future.
Great. I'll say very few words. When I was a senior at Durfee, I centered my capstone project around the book Green Eggs and Ham because I could barely read. I'm only kidding you. I'm so proud of you guys and all the hard work you do in AP. It's a testament to your families, yourselves, and what you do to make this school a better place every single day of the week. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you. It's the way to go, and I appreciate all your efforts, and good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Really appreciate your leadership and all you do for this great gateway city. So I am actually going to begin with a question for you, Emily, since you're a college graduate. And if you could just tell us how your experience with Capstone and with AP has benefited you in your current college classes.
Hi, I'm Emily. I graduated in 2021, and the Capstone helped me because after I graduated, I went on to BCC, like down the street. And I'm currently graduating an entire semester early simply because I had taken just a handful of AP classes that allowed me to knock out like 36 credits at BCC. And I get to go on to URI a whole semester early.
That's great. So we have two Capstone students that are taking the seminar course. You could raise your hand if you're taking seminar. Hey, do we have, I thought we had a couple of seminar? Former seminar. So raise your hand, former seminar. All right. So this is a question for you. What was your motivation to enroll in AP seminar? You can just pull the, yeah.
My name's Emma, and I took AP Seminar last year, and my motivation for it was it's going to be very helpful and very useful to you in the future. You're going to learn how to present and talk in front of people, and you're going to learn how to make presentations, slideshows, and even research in AP Sem, which is what you're going to need moving forward in college. And you're just going to get very comfortable talking to a big crowd of people, and it's super helpful in all the years to come and the rest of your high school experience as well.
I'm Julia. I took AP Seminar last year with Emma, and I decided to take the course because I wanted to push myself, and I've always had a love for English, but I knew that in my future I'm going to need to know how to research and present and talk to people. And AP Seminar was a good opportunity to do that because you get to work both with a group on certain things, and you also get to do presentations by yourself. And you work on presenting to people of a higher power, not just your teachers and your classmates. So it really prepares you both for college and the rest of your high school experience, because now I'm in Lang and I know what sources to use for certain things. I know how to create my arguments the right way and do my theses. So everything just all got put together because of AP Seminar.
One more. Does someone else want to answer that question? Anybody else want to take that one on?
Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm a senior. I took AP Seminar my sophomore year. With AP Seminar, I think it just gave you the ability to work with real life applications. You know, we do, prior to AP Seminar, you do a lot of stuff with fictional stories, non-fictional stories, and you have to write these sort of essays, but with AP Seminar, it gives you the means to, and the tools to write arguments, you know, something that's valuable for the rest of your life. You know, research questions is going to be valuable in college. You're not going to be given these fictional stories. You're going to have to work with real material that you can build and prove your opinion on. So I think AP Seminar, AP Research, it all gave me those tools to be able to find my opinion and then give like my audible voice and be determined to voice my opinion.
Thank you. All right, this is a question for anyone on the panel, and it's worth 500 points. And the question is, were any of you anxious when you started your AP seminar or research course? Anybody anxious or nervous? Hey, 500 points, all right.
Hi, my name is Josie. I'm currently a senior. I'm in AP Research right now. I took AP Seminar when I was a sophomore, and yes, it is kind of nerve-wracking and it can be anxious because it is a different type of program. I think it's a lot more independent than any other classes. Like everybody's been saying, it's truly, you build your own research, you learn a lot about what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and it truly prepares you. But it is stressful when, especially in AP Research, everybody knows it's about the big essay due at the end, but I think that we have a great program here, and all of the teachers and resources, they don't just leave you to do it alone. They guide you with also leaving you some space to be independent and some individuality in your question. And yeah, so I think it can be nerve-wracking, but I think that we have a really good program here that allows us to succeed at the expectations we hold ourselves to. So yeah.
Great. So, Josie, the great thing about answering the 500-point question is I get to ask you a follow-up. And so, just curious, you know, you're kind of anxious. You've got these new challenges. How did you deal with those? How did you try to work through some of those issues? With, you know, whatever you want to share.
I think that obviously we use like the teachers. I currently have Mr. Surratt, and he's great. When I had AP Seminar, I had Mr. DeLuca, and they truly guide you and help you realize to use your strengths and work on your weaknesses. But I also think classmates, we're all in the same boat. We're all doing the same type of thing. So I think that we all kind of help each other, and I think that that kind of really helps.
Yes, please, Anthony.
I think another thing to add on to that Josie said is know your strengths, know your weaknesses, but also know your limits. You know, we're all human. We all have certain capacities that we can do, you know. You're going to be taking a lot of classes being an AP Capstone. You're going to be doing a lot of AP classes all at the same time. They all give you heavy loads of work. And what you need to be able to do is learn how to multitask, but also learn how to do it so that you're doing it in the best of your ability, mentally, emotionally, physically. It's important to know when you're reaching your breaking point and to be able to go out and say, like, to my teacher, Mr. Surratt, you know, Ms. Dufresne, anything like that, like, I need help with this. I'm struggling a little bit. So I think know your limits, know when you need to admit that you need some help, because, you know, a lot of teachers expect us, you know, we take all these AP classes, we should be really good at multitasking, but it's not a skill you're born with. It's something that you learn over time. So I think to be able to reach out and get help is important at all times.
Thank you. Our next toss-up question is worth 10,000 points. And I just want you all to know that the points don't really matter, but 10,000 points. And the question is, what surprised you about AP Capstone, about the seminar research course? Yeah, 10,000 points.
Hi, I'm Emily.
This will not help you with college tuition, the 10,000 points.
Damn. Okay. So what surprised me the most is how fast we jumped into specifically EP research. I think within the first week, we were already looking at specifically Cinderella's castle and what fireplaces on what floor we wanted to look at. And it was all just to talk about where we wanted to go with all of it. So with the program as a whole, I think it was just, it scared me at first how fast we just started working. But it really did help because with the amount of work that we do, over how much time that we have, we always finished a couple of days early to prepare for the exams at the end. So the speed was terrifying, but it all did eventually get done at the end. It was surprising.
Brian, did you want to? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Brian. I'm a senior. I took AP Seminar my junior year, and now I'm in AP Research. One thing that surprised me about the AP Capstone program was that it didn't feel rushed in a way to me. Everything just led right into the next activity, and then at the end I could look back and reflect on my project. And specifically, like in seminar, when we were doing IMPs and all those assessment tasks, I looked back and I couldn't believe that I wrote such like a strong essay with valid argument points, and I could support my claims. It was just something that in the beginning of the course sounds so scary, but once you look back and walk through it, it's not that hard.
Anybody else want to take that one on? Points are still on the table. Anybody else? All right. So this is a question for each of you, and we'll actually work our way from Anthony down toward me. And so Anthony, one sentence, and I'm going to try to keep you to that. One sentence. What advice would you have for your fellow students that are considering enrolling in AP Capstone? What advice?
I think mine would be trust your teachers. That would be it.
That's great. Trust your teachers.
Mine would be do it because it pays off.
Do it because it pays off.
I would say to motivate yourself and others.
Motivate yourself and others.
I would say trust the process and don't let the fear in the beginning make you not want to do it.
Trust the process.
I would say that it's all in your head. You're going to give yourself excuses and make things seem harder than they actually are, but if you just get to doing it, it will work out.
It's all in your head.
And I would say to be patient with yourself and that you'll get there in the end.
Be patient with yourself and you will get there in the end. Okay. That's great advice, guys, really. I have one more question, and then we're going to bring up our colleagues from different colleges and universities. And this is your chance to give AP Capstone a grade from A to F. And so now you're going to get to be the grader. And Emily, this time we're going to start with you, and we're going to work our way down, and we'll end with Anthony. So a grade. What grade do you give the Capstone experience?
I'd give it an A.
An A.
I also give it an A.
An A.
I also give it an A.
An A.
I give it an A plus.
A plus.
A.
An A.
I feel obligated to say A at this point. But I do authentically give it an A.
That's great. Well, congratulations to the AP Capstone faculty. You've earned A's. You're on the honor roll, as well as your colleagues in all the AP subjects. Look, AP's not easy. It's challenging. The exam can be intimidating. The courses are certainly difficult. The work is hard. But you're going to benefit from that experience when you enroll in college. You're going to feel like you're prepared to do college-level work. And if you do score, if you do get a qualifying score, hopefully you'll be enrolling in a college where you're able to get some credit for that and save some money on your tuition bills. So thank you, everybody, for being here. How about a big round of applause for our panelists? They were great. And they all get 1 million points for their performance this morning. Thank you.
At this time, if we can have our college partners up to the front. Okay. I'm Mrs. Bulk. I'm the guidance department head here at Durfee High School, joined by Mrs. Powers and Mrs. Guimon, also from our counseling department. So we are very excited to have some of our partners here from our post-secondary institutions, and it was really exciting to see that clip, seeing our AP Capstone students at Senior Awards Night last year, where they're declaring the college that they'll be attending, and it's a really proud moment. So I can imagine right now, all of the students that are here right now are thinking, well, what is life after Durfee High School going to look like for me? And we try to provide you with as much information as possible, and we have our friends here who are also going to be able to provide some information that you might be thinking about at this point when you're thinking about what are the next couple of years going to look like for me here. So we're very excited to have our partners here, and if you could please introduce yourselves and maybe tell us a little bit about your institutions at the same time.
Hello, everyone. My name's Todd Audiatis. I'm the Associate Dean of Admission at Bridgewater State University. And I have to say this is my first time being in the new building, and this is an amazing physical structure. I mean, you guys are just so fortunate. But the physical structure alone does not define Durfee. What defines Durfee is the academic structure. And this is an amazing structure that you guys have available to yourselves now. And this is the sort of thing that you would encounter at the highest ranked high schools in the Commonwealth. My kids, I live on the Cape, my kids fortunately are at a charter school. They had to be in a lottery to get into that. The program parallels something similar to what you're offered here, but they had to be in a lottery to get that. You guys have literally won the lottery just by virtue of attending Durfee. So absolutely take advantage of this opportunity. And one of the most exciting aspects of what I heard this morning wasn't just the topics that you're going to learn, right? And the level of information you're going to retain, but that you're going to train your mind to think before you even leave here. And I gotta tell you, there is not enough of that in the world these days. In the era of fake news, for you to be able to discern information, synthesize it, create not only your own opinions, but your own research, your own arguments, that's amazing. And it's a springboard that's gonna catapult you into whatever's next for you. Hopefully it's college. And the advantages that you're gonna have over your peers, the smooth runway into success that you're gonna have having done the hard work here. And I'm so glad the panelists prior to us asked, about the emotional aspects of taking this on. It's a challenge, but I have to tell you, the skills that you're learning doing that curriculum here are the same exact advice I'm giving my own son right now as a sophomore in college. Go to class, do the work, ask for help, right? Those are life skills. That's not just chemistry and biology or history. Those are life skills that are going to make you successful in just about anything. So let me tell you just real quickly, I'm here for Bridgewater State University, your local state university. Just down the road here, we enroll a ton of students from Durfee, and we're happy to do so. You're probably one of our top 10 feeder schools every year for as long as anyone can remember. As a state university, we are actually the largest state university in Massachusetts. You'll hear from my colleagues from the UMass system, so separate from the UMass system, about 8,000 total undergraduate students. Sort of a nice size in the sense that it's big enough that you have 52 majors, 100 different areas of study, but it's small enough that the average class size is 22. We cap our classes at 40. And so the classes that you would find in probably general college prep, your AP are probably smaller, but not too far off from what you might be familiar with doing here. A ton of opportunities at a mid-sized university, including the #1 nationally ranked undergraduate research program. The year the pandemic started, we were the #1 ranked undergraduate research program for master's granting universities. So again, a springboard for those students who imagine themselves going on to professional programs in medical school, law school, or any graduate school. It's a great opportunity, as well as internships. We were founded in 1840, one of the first public teachers colleges in the country. You guys have undoubtedly encountered student teachers in your career. So internships, it's like that, in that you get real world experience as part of your education. But with internships, you can do it regardless of your major, right? You don't have to be an aspiring teacher. Sometimes those are called co-ops or practicums. When I say co-ops, sometimes students in the college search process might think of Northeastern University, very expensive, very selective private university down the road in Boston, known for the co-op program. You know who founded Northeastern University? Bridgewater grad. It's no wonder where they got the idea, right? And we also provide funding for students who want to do otherwise unpaid internships, because it's that important to get the leg up in the job search after college. We also have a great reputation for education. I can imagine that you have more than a few teachers here in this building who have degrees from Bridgewater State University. As I said, we started Thank you. Over 180 years ago in teaching, we now graduate more education majors than any other college or university in New England. So we've been at it longer, we do it bigger than anyone else. If you want a job in education, we have a better alumni network than Harvard in this region, but we have teachers teaching in all 50 states and countries around the world. But education's not the only thing we do with 52 majors.
Cool. I was really proud to see in the video that was shown earlier at the award ceremony, one of those students, Nikolai Rodriguez, is a first-year student at Boston University this year and is part of our honors college. So it really speaks to the strength of the preparation that the AP Capstone program gives to our students coming into BU. Let me just take a couple of minutes to tell you about my institution. Boston University is a private teaching and research institution. As many of you know, we're located in the western part of the city of Boston. We stretch for about 2 miles along the Charles River, and we are a world of about 17,000 undergraduates. Our students come from all 50 states of the United States and about 118 countries abroad. About a quarter of our students every year come from outside the United States. And in terms of academics, a hallmark of the experience at BU very much is choice and flexibility. We offer our students over 300 programs of study within 10 undergraduate schools and colleges. Majors in areas as wide-ranging as engineering, fine arts, communication, health sciences, and business, just to name a few. Very much the foundation of the education at BU, and I think a lot about this when we heard about the elements of the AP Capstone project. Our foundation is something called the BU Hub. That's our university-wide general education program. And through about 6 broad areas that we emphasize over this course of students' 4 years, we really want to expose our students to a wide range of academic areas and also promote academic exploration. The Hub gives our students a great deal of flexibility as they look at our curriculum, look at those 300 different subject areas, decide what they want to do. Some students absolutely, and you might be in this case, come in knowing what they want to study, but we also know a good number of our students really aren't sure. And the Hub gives them the opportunity to build on what they might be seeing in a program like AP Capstone and explore their options. Some of our students also use the flexibility of the BU Hub to combine different areas. Maybe to do majors and minors in 2 different areas. Perhaps do a major in computer science and maybe to do a minor in business. At BU, you're also going to be taught by outstanding faculty in classes that number only 30 students, and our student-to-faculty ratio is 11:1. We are also committed to providing outstanding support that will allow our students to be successful at BU. Academic advisors who are going to help you to make your choices in that curriculum, as well as counseling you on the demands of the classes that you're going to encounter. Also, our Newbury Center works with our large population of first-generation students, making sure that they have the resources they need to be successful. We also help our students to find opportunities to do one-on-one work with the faculty in areas of research, and also give them the opportunity to explore the more global aspects of a BU education by studying abroad. We have about 70 of our own study abroad programs. And finally, our Center for Career Development works with our students throughout the 4 years to help them make sure that they are ready to meet their career goals. We have a vibrant residential campus. We guarantee 4 years of on-campus housing, so our students currently participate in almost 500 different clubs and organizations, building their community in the arts, in athletics, in community service, and in engagement with the city of Boston. And I will be more than happy to tell you about other aspects of the university, but I know we are a little short on time, so I will pass along to my next colleague.
Good morning, guys. Thank you for having me today, and I'm very happy to be on this panel with some very great people. My name is Thomas Castillo. I am from UMass Dartmouth, so I am one of the counselors. I'm an alumni, and I'm a grad student. I'm sure many of you have heard of our university before. I'm sure you have some teachers. I know your principal's an alum as well, so we have a very strong connection with Durfee High School. A lot of your classmates have attended our university, and we're very, very happy to get to work with you. I am very, very happy to come visit you in the new school today. It is absolutely incredible, and I know you guys are getting absolutely fantastic resources. We can see the leadership you have with your teachers and the programs that are being offered. So thank you for joining us today.
name is Rachel Mason. I'm the Associate Director of First Year Recruitment at UMass Amherst. I'm also a proud alum, unapologetically enthusiastic. And I too will be brief because I look forward to hearing the questions. But I will say, of course, that UMass Amherst is the flagship university for the Commonwealth. We are ranked as one of the top 26 public universities in the United States. It's an amazing resource, top-ranked research institution, and as Massachusetts residents, it's available to you at an incredible value. I highly recommend that you visit campus, learn more about our programs, and while you're there, certainly take the opportunity to taste our #1 dining 6 years in a row for the entire United States. Thank you.
Thank you. So at Durfee High School, we have a wide variety of AP course offerings. Can you please talk about how your institution views AP courses for admissions and for transferable credit?
Absolutely. You will hear the term holistic review from, I believe, all of us on the panel here today, meaning that we take into consideration your entire application. And AP courses are a big piece of what will stand out to us, and certainly AP research, especially for an institution like UMass Amherst, where our students are engaged in research with our faculty, starting in their first year of courses. What I really love about UMass is that students do not have to participate in research that is specific to their major. At UMass, you're able to not only delve into what interests you, but explore and know more about other subjects as well. So AP courses tell me that you are academically curious, that you have challenged yourself, taken advantage of opportunities, that you're connected, and could be potentially a fantastic fit for our community.
Yeah, so I want to piggyback on that because we are very similar in the way that we look at applications. It is holistic. UMass Dartmouth also is a research university, so seeing those AP credits and seeing those AP research opportunities is definitely something that we take into account that we know is important for students coming into our university. You know, we want to make sure those students that have taken those courses get into the right type of research. We offer a variety of different types on our campus, so we really want our students to feel well exposed. So when we look at that, it's a good way for us to find a good fit for you guys.
Yeah, we also practice holistic and comprehensive review of your application, taking many different factors into consideration. Our main concern, of course, is success in the classroom, and a successful performance and a rigorous curriculum always gives us the best indication of how well you are prepared for the challenges of the BU classroom. And that's really where the AP curriculum comes in. We know that through the collaboration, the research, and the deep depth of content that you are looking at in the Capstone project, as well as making sure that that is complemented by success in other academic programs, that you are prepared for Boston University's classroom. Also, within that, if you are taking tests at the end of those AP courses, you can use that to satisfy some of those introductory requirements that I mentioned in the BU Hub. And also, maybe if you are a student who is planning to prepare to do combinations of studies, really make that combination happen by satisfying some of those introductory requirements. So we put great weight on your success in a rigorous AP program.
At Bridgewater State University, we have a pretty straightforward process for evaluating applications. I'm actually not a fan of holistic reading. Our process is rather prescribed. And we give a holistic reading if necessary, but it's sort of like a tiered process of review. And so we as a state university get our admission standards from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and quite frankly, it's public information. You can Google it. It's probably in your program of study here in Durfee. So I'll break it down for you, though, because you're here. I'm going to give you that little value added. And the single most important document that you're going to send to a state university here in Massachusetts is going to be your high school transcript. And the first thing we're going to do with that high school transcript is recalculate your grade point average. Might be similar in what you guys have here. We're going to use a 4.0 scale, right? 4's an A, 3's a B. You all get the idea. But it's going to be different in two important ways. We're going to recalculate using just college prep classes. So no gym, no health class, no wood shop, none of that kind of thing. Second way it's going to be different, and the way there's probably And most important, they're surprised. Look, they fainted back there. So the second way and the most important way that it's going to be different for you guys in this audience is that we do a weighted grade point average. And so by that I mean if you take an honors class, that gets weighted half a grade level higher. If you take AP, dual enrollment, or international baccalaureate, those courses get weighted a full grade level higher. So if you get an A in an AP, you're getting a 5 on a 4.0 scale. I don't know if you guys in the back can see what I'm doing with the thumb. It's as high-tech graphics as I get right now. So there's every advantage to you guys taking an AP curriculum. The state standards allow us to give extra weight and reward a more challenging curriculum. And there's a magic number for state universities. The minimum GPA for admission to a state university here in Massachusetts is a 3.0. 3.0, you're good to go. And with the added weight of an AP curriculum, you guys will be in a very good position for not only admission, but for merit money. Most schools are offering them now. We certainly are at Bridgewater. And the higher your GPA, the higher your merit money scholarship. So there's every incentive for you guys to be doing an AP curriculum and doing as well as you possibly can with it. Once admitted, AP test scores of 3 or higher are eligible to transfer to Bridgewater as college credit. How it transfers will vary depending on the course and the curriculum. And so it will at least come in as elective, potentially be applied to your Common Core general ed requirements, and potentially be applied towards your particular major, all depending on the requirements of the specific departments. But hopefully that gives you a better sense of the admission process and how those credits would transfer in to not only Bridgewater, but state universities at large here in Massachusetts.
Thank you so much. So continuing off of AP, how in particular does your institution view students with our AP capstone diplomas?
I would just start off by saying I see that on a transcript. I would probably be flagging that student to get contacted not only by our honors program, but by our undergraduate research faculty members so that we can loop those students into those opportunities right from the jump. But we would definitely look favorably on a student going that far into the AP curriculum.
Absolutely. The students who are in the Capstone project are among our top students in our class coming in. As I was saying before, the work that you do through research, through collaboration, is something that we value because we're going to ask you to do that work in the classroom. So we put tremendous weight on your success in that AP Capstone program.
Yeah, when we see those AP courses and that capstone on a transcript, we see that as something really important, right? It's a good way for us as an institution to recognize the hard work that you as a student have put into your high school time, into your curriculum. So it's definitely something that's going to be well rewarded through the application process. It's something that we do take very highly into account. So we will give you the benefit of going through that curriculum.
I agree with exactly what my colleague said here. Very little to add to that, but certainly what I would say is that in addition to the overall application process, it would flag a student for an invitation to join the Commonwealth Honors College.
Thank you. And this is going to be our final question, but I think very important for a lot of the underclassmen here with us today. So what are your recommendations for our underclassmen here in order to best prepare for their post-secondary plans?
Oh, that feels like a really heavy question for the last one, but I want some more applause there. As they prepare, yes, listen to your teachers, certainly take guidance from them. Be open to new experiences. I encourage you students to really explore all of your options. You are going to have, by taking this opportunity, you are going to prepare yourself to be able to take advantage of future opportunities and really mark yourselves as leaders going into our communities, which is what we are all trying to raise up and have an impact with.
Guys, I think it is really, really important to make the most of your education right now. I remember being a student in your position not too long ago and feeling the pressure of going through the college application. Any resources and advantages that you can have will help you so greatly going through that process and just making it feel a bit more easy. Really try to get involved with the AP program here. It sounds like an absolutely fantastic opportunity and such a good way to keep growing, both educationally, but as a person as well. Take the opportunities, work with your teachers and your faculty here, and really make the most of your education right now.
You have tremendous resources here, and you're so lucky. These are resources I wish I had when I was in high school. I guess my main piece of advice is to work with those teachers, work with your counselors, and really push yourself. Accept the challenge academically as you look at your 4 years here at Durfee. Push yourself oftentimes outside of your comfort zone to do things that you might not expect of yourself. Because those are all things that we are going to ask you to do when you come to our institutions. So challenge yourself, push yourself, and really take advantage of the opportunities of the AP program.
I would add to that. I mean, I would just say keep doing what you're doing. You guys are in the right place and you're doing the right stuff. But develop good habits, not just working hard, but taking care of yourself. I mean, this is still high school. You know, enjoy this experience. Obviously, you know, keep your shoulder to the wheel, but enjoy this experience and realize that all the build up to the end of senior year and getting into college, it's not the goal line. It's the transition to what's next. And so the way that you set yourself up and the habits you develop now are what's going to carry you forward. So keep that balance and keep your eye on the horizon. Keep moving forward because we need you guys out there in the world doing this amazing stuff, okay? Good luck.
So thank you to our college panelists. Let's give another round of applause. Thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to welcome Julie Harris Lawrence, the Senior Director of the College Board.
Good morning. Once I start to speak, many of you will realize I'm from the southern part of Massachusetts, like far south. I am so excited to be here with you guys today. I only get to visit about 3 or 4 campuses a year. And I started looking at stories about you, stories about your teachers, stories about your leaders. And those are really important. And then I started looking at the data about you. Here's something you may not know. The state of Massachusetts is the #1 AP Capstone state in the country. Not surprising, it's full of brilliant people. Want to know where the #1 campus is in all of New England for AP Capstone? You're sitting in it. Out of the entire state of Massachusetts for AP Seminar, 10% of every test taken was taken by you guys. And you've got a 91% passage rate. That doesn't happen anywhere else. It only happens right here. And I'm going to tell you why it happens. I wrote it down. I already sent it out. It's going to be on a t-shirt, soon to be seen. The AP way. Do your best and let your teachers do the rest. I give you credit, man. I'm giving you credit. Giving you credit. I get to lead. I have a lot of my colleagues here, and they have very good jobs. They really do. God love them. I've got the best one. I get to lead our AP advocacy program, and we have about 2,000 teachers across the country, 400 to 500 alumni, and about 6,000 students. And my job is to come and meet you and find the very best stories to tell with the very best data, and then connect all of you with the people who make the decisions, the policymakers and the leaders of your state and of this country. So I am thrilled to be here today. I've got some serious swag for your teachers. At the bottom of these swag bags are things that you all may want. But to get them, you've got to go through the 3 of them. So, I'm just saying. I want you guys to know one last thing. AP changes the trajectory of people's lives. You had college counselors up here just a moment ago telling you about how important it is when they look at your transcripts and all. Let me tell you something. AP changes the person you are. It changes how you think. It changes how you learn. It changes where you think about going to school. It changes the people you meet, the people you marry, the jobs you have, the places you live. AP does all of that. AP is the only thing that changes the trajectory of your life like that. But let me tell you something about AP Seminar, AP Research, and those of you who step up for your future and do an AP capstone. Choose 4 classes that you like. I personally like AP Environmental Science and Biology. Choose 4 you like. Be successful in those 4 classes. And it won't just change your trajectory, it will propel you ahead of everyone else that is a colleague of yours forever. Trust these people, trust yourselves, and step up for your future, man. Nobody else is going to do it for you. You guys have, this campus is amazing. Your principal, the leadership and the courage that it takes for them to decide to do what they have done for all of you, man, you did win the lottery. Step up and take it. And so I just want to thank your 3 teachers. And guys, if y'all want to come right up here, we'll lay this down. Hope it doesn't make a huge sound. Thank you so much for letting me come and visit you all. And go get your future man